Well, tens of millions of votes have been cast in India's third most populous state of Bihar. This state election pits the governing coalition consisting of Narendra Modi's BJP and an opposition group that's hoping to unseat a long-time chief minister. But it's also being seen as a referendum on the Prime Minister's popularity. Nirmala Ganapathy is the Straits Times India bureau chief and is covering the elections, and she joins me now from New Delhi. Nirmala, good to have you with us this evening. Now, as I mentioned, this election pits the governing alliance, where the BJP has got the most number of seats, and the Grand Alliance opposition, which the Congress is part of. What are the polls telling us in terms of what to expect with the results?
I think the polls, it's going to be a very closely fought election. I mean, at least on the face of it, that's what it looks like. We can never read the mind of voters. So it's going to be a very close election. On one side, you have, as you said, the National Democratic Alliance, which is led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Bharatiya Janata Party. That alliance has been in power for 4 consecutive terms in Bihar. And it is also in power at the federal level. So whatever happens in Bihar, as a result of that, also has an impact on national politics in the sense that it will also determine the power dynamics between the alliance partners. So Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar has been a 4-term chief minister, and he is now trying for a 5th term. And if he does come back to power, it depends on, how the JDU and BJP do separately. Both parties are contesting equal number of seats, around 101 seats each. So if the BJP does really well, it's a big boost for Mr. Modi, both at the state level and also at the federal level, because it shows that the BJP's popularity and influence is growing politically within India.
Yeah, so
on the
effectively,
other side,
so effectively, this may, in a way, be a referendum on the leadership of Narendra Modi.
Not necessarily on the leadership of Narendra Modi, because in the sense that state elections are usually fought on local issues. They're not fought on national issues. And in Bihar, it is the Janata Dal U, which is the which is the bigger partner, in the sense that it is a regional party which has a lot of influence among the voters. So, I mean, if the NDA alliance does lose, there's an argument to be made that it was the Janata Dal U which may have slipped. So I don't think it will directly impact Mr. Modi's personal image or his political influence, because at the end of the day, it's a state election which is fought on local issues and on candidates on the ground, because you have an electorate which is looking at fixing things like, better roads, better education, so micro issues like that. So in state elections, yes, Mr. Modi's popularity may have helped, but at the end of the day, I don't think the blame will be put on him.
Yes. So talk about the issues of this election. What's weighing on the minds of voters in this particular state of Bihar?
Bihar is one of the states with one of the youngest populations in India. It is at the heart of this demographic dividend. So it's a very important state. So in these elections, what we've seen is that employment and migration issues have dominated. All parties have made a lot of promises saying that they will create jobs. And also prevent one party, which is a new party called the Jan Swaraj Party, which is led by Prashant Kishor, who's a former political poll strategist for Mr. Modi, has said that he will only focus on employment generation. And he has promised that if his political party comes to power, he will stop migration from Bihar within a year. So, employment has been a big issue. Issues related to women. That's big, because the NDA has been very popular with women voters in the past. In the past election, the NDA won after, women turned out in larger numbers than men. Women have been, Mr. Nitish Kumar has also brought in, over his, long innings in power, has brought in a lot of schemes for women. He banned liquor. with an eye on women's empowerment. And he also, very early on in his tenure, he provided free cycles to girls, which actually improved, improved school turnout of girls. So the women. For the NDA, if there's a larger, turnout of women voters, then I think they are banking on doing well.
Yes, and speaking of the Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, he has been at the helm for nearly 20 years, quite the politician because he's done so by switching alliances each time. Does he run the risk of anti-incumbency, even from perhaps the female voters who have been voting for him in the past couple of elections?
Yes, I think there is a danger of anti-incumbency because, voters' aspirations have also been growing. There is no doubt that he's improved infrastructure in Bihar, but what the voter is asking is what next? What else can you do for us? Like, it's not enough to build a beautiful school building. You have to also provide teachers for students. So, these are the questions that voters are asking. And I think voters in Bihar particularly are very politically astute, and they will kind of go for whoever they think can, provide them with the best governance. But at the same time, Bihar is also about caste arithmetic. It's political parties do not just campaign on issues, they also campaign on identity politics, which is caste. So the alliance which is able to stitch together the biggest caste alliance, I think you will see them winning.
Yes, and how do you think the opposition Grand Alliance have been campaigning so far? What have they focused on? This is alliance led by Rashtriya Janata Dal and also to a smaller extent Congress.
Yes, so they have been, I think, targeting young voters in particular. They have made a lot of promises. For instance, the Rashtriya Janata Dal has promised that every household in Bihar will be eligible for a government job. Now, they haven't provided a roadmap of how they plan to go about this, but it's a major, major promise. So I think they have banked a lot on employment generation. They have also been promising women voters, welfare schemes. As have all other parties. So I think that is the alliance is looking at younger voters. They feel that if young voters come out in large numbers, then it'll actually be beneficial for them.
Yes, I'm also interested, you mentioned Prashant Kishor before, such a high-profile political strategist who worked for Modi, but also worked with Congress, so he knows the parties well. Why is he entering the race? And might he be seen as some sort of a dark horse, perhaps even kingmaker? And who might he choose to even align with if he gets voted in?
Yeah, so that I think is a big question. We don't really know where he's going to go. Prashant Kishor, he's been a political strategist who's helped BJP win elections. He has clearly kind of focused on young voters and promised to be a change maker. He is promising, I think, a new kind of politics where caste doesn't matter as much as employment generation and development. So it remains to be seen if Bihar kind of, leaves behind its old politics of caste identity and moves towards a more modern kind of voting pattern on issues. But it remains to be seen. No one knows how the Jan Swaraj party will perform, and nobody knows whether he's going to eat into the BJP alliance or he will eat into the Congress alliance. So that remains to be seen.
Yeah, we'll find all that out in a few days' time when the results do come out. Nirmala Ganapathy, really good to get your insights there. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.